So when you say, if I don't beat my child, they won't listen. While I hear you and I understand you, I have something to actually share with you that deep down, that could be your anger talking, but it is something deeper than that. So I'm going to go deeper to reveal why, as a parent, you feel this way and what that can do to your children. So first, there is this clash in your mind called the cognitive dissonance. On one hand, you love your child and you want the best for them. That is what is ongoing there. But on the other hand, the way you were raised, say for example, you were beaten, you were yelled at, the way you were raised feels like the only method that works. When those two beliefs fight inside of you, the easiest way to reduce the tension that is ongoing is when you start saying, but I turned out fine. But do you know that saying I turned out fine can actually blind us as parents? Because what if you did not really turn out fine? What if fear replaced respect? What if you learned to hide those mistakes? What if instead of learning from those mistakes, you learned to hide them instead, and now you are handing it over to your child? Number two, the second reason is trauma. The trauma that we carry without realizing the intergenerational trauma that has been handed over to us. What you went through as a child does not just disappear. If it is unhealed, it shows up in the way that you parent. If you grow up being told, don't cry, be strong, you might find it hard to comfort your child when they are upset. You might find it that you're always screaming, you're always yelling, you're always resorting to hitting. If you were beaten for every mistake, you might see every spilled cup as a disrespect from your child and not just a chance for your child to learn on that situation. And the damage here is that the kids raised like this are often, taught to shut down their emotions. They start confusing fear with love, and one day they grow into adults who don't know how to set boundaries. But if they have to set boundaries, they do it with anger. But you can break that cycle if you're among the parents who seek knowledge and even ask questions about how to raise your kids. It all shows that you want to be better, and that's something I say, look, kudos to you. I am here to remind you that parenting without hitting does not mean that you are weak. It makes you strong enough to model respect so your children can grow up knowing what love is, love without fear. And that for me is real power.